Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zephyr's Gambit. My name is Matt, and I am in a hat. Thank you, Corey. And this is Slice of Desperation, a Star Wars story, and these are our intrepid adventurers. I am very pleased and excited to be playing again with my good friends here, Jim and Chris and Corey. And they have just finished raiding an Imperial slave camp where they rescued a bunch of slaves, the Elom, and basically have managed to bring them all back into the Elom caves. The Elom are this larger sort of burrowing race, and they're very friendly and very family-like. And the party disposed of the Imperial sergeant and have made it back into the Elom cave safely and have not been followed by the Imperials, who took off to go to the other side of the planet where the rest of the Empire forces are held up. What we know of this planet is that the other side of the planet has a very large Empire weapons manufacturing facility. In fact, there are several weapons facilities on the other side of the planet, and this side of the planet has just been started to expand onto this side of the planet, but they haven't fully taken it over, which is why there's only these small camps of slaves and stuff, setting things up, getting things ready, packing things out, getting it ready for the ever-expanding Empire facilities. And we find ourselves back in these Elom caves. You have with you Farrakaya, who helped you, and all of these slaves, but you don't have with you Boytak Nuck. You are unsure about where he's at. He said that he would scout around down the river and come in a different angle to you, but he did not show up at all during the fight, and you have neither heard about him nor seen him or any sign of him on your way back. So this is our position. So introduce yourselves and your characters and explain what is going on in your minds and what you would like to do while you've got a few minutes in these Elom caves. I'm going to start with Chris, we'll go to Corey after that, and finally Jim. So Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey there. So yes, I am Chris. You can find me over on the Dargon Gaming Squad, and I am playing Minith Faybeck. She's a Bothan trader. And I think right now she's kind of lost in her own head. She has fired a weapon for the first time. She managed to take out an enemy, but she'd never killed anyone before. So she's kind of lost in her own thoughts, like trying to come to terms with her change in in situation.
All right, Corey. You are muted.
I am muted. So yeah, my name is Corey, and I'll be playing Rick Dat tonight. He ain't in a good spot. He hasn't drank in a while, which kind of maybe explains his not so interested ways. That's how he gets when he's not drinking. And so his main objective right now is going to be to find some alcohol. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right. Very good. And Jim.
All right. I'm Jim. You can find me on the channel, Jim the GM. And I'm playing Jeef, the Sullust. Gosh, I don't want to call myself mechanic because I'm just so much more than that. Doer of things, stealer of things, builder of things. And befriender of Imperial droids. I am probably just sitting over to the side, watching Rick getting like real anxious, angry, probably even a little bit aggressive, looking for some alcohol, and just thinking, we haven't seen Wojtek. Probably went to the Imperials. I might have done the same thing. And just that passing thought of, yeah, if the money was good enough, I'd turn everybody into.
Yeah, so that's going through your head. All right. And I guess the other thing that's going through your heads as you're thinking about these things is that probably sooner rather than later, you need to find your way off this planet because, one, this is not where you were meant to be, and you have a job to do. And two, the Empire is probably fairly soon going to find out about the raiding party on this slave camp, and they're probably going to send more forces. Even though they don't know where this cave is, that could get pretty dangerous. You think it's going to take them a while because it's all the way on the other side of the planet. But given that they've got space travel, if they need it, it may not be too far away. So we need to really think about that and start aiming towards that. So considering that, the Elom are very happy to help you guys out, and I believe, if I'm correct, I believe we sent a message to the Rebel Alliance to was that correct that we did that to try and contact Ossa to see if she could send some assistance our way?
I'm pretty sure we did, or at least we talked real heavily about it.
Yeah, I thought so too. Given that, Farrakhan she would say that she can scout the area where you guys came from to see if there's any help coming. She says that she has received a reply from the Rebel Alliance saying that they have indeed contacted Ossa and that there should be a small group of assistants coming through the gate fairly soon. So
we need to get to the gate. Because we don't know how to open it. And if they come through the gate, then that means for a moment the gate, we might be able to find a way to keep it open, even though we can't open it. I mean, it's a lot easier to put your foot in the door than it is to get through the lock.
Right.
So we needed to load up everybody here and their stuff.
Okay.
Time for migration?
Yeah. So, the Elom start to pack up, and the Elom in us as well. Knowing that the Empire is expanding, the Elom sort of say, well, I guess we will need to leave as well. We've lived hidden in these caves for so very long, but it seems like we're going to get displaced. So they start packing up. The Elom pack up, and in case I didn't tell you guys about the Elom, because I think that we just left off where the slaves had been rescued, and I didn't really go into who these guys are and what they look like and what's not. So the slaves are very, very similar to Zabrak, but they're not quite Zabrak. Here is, let me just go on to GM level, and I will share this. So here's a picture of what they look like. There. So
It's definitely a Zabrak.
Yeah, they're very, very similar.
Where are you seeing this?
In Roll20. Hopefully.
I can see it.
Yep.
On the map?
It should have popped up over everything. If I did it correctly.
No, I see it. Did you see it, Chris?
I don't, but I'll believe you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very, 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 very similar to Zabrak. They've got tattoos. They've got these little horns in their heads. So on and so forth. And they say that a number of their kind were or are enslaved throughout this planet. And when they're talking to you, they talk much better than the Elom do, for example. You can see that that there's a bit of, it's like maybe a bit of a caste system in that the males are very different to the females. They seem to be, a good deal more muscular and ready to fight, whereas the females, and they're a bit more hot-headed. Just listening to them, they're just like, oh, maybe we could fight the Empire back, and then the females sort of come down and say, no, like, we're way outnumbered. They've got entire weapons manufacturing facilities. We can't do that. What about the rest of our race? What are we going to do about the rest of the slaves? Well, maybe we can come back here one day, but we need to get safety. So they're talking back and forward about that. The females constantly trying to calm the males down, trying to get them to not respond violently, and the males a little bit gung ho, and we should fight back and we should try and do something. But Verikai will sort of say that the rest of the slave facilities and stuff are not really assaultable like this one was. They're much more founded, been around for a little bit longer, and got more people, more empire there. So it's probably impossible to do that with the forces that we have now. Perhaps with more forces, perhaps that we could do something, but certainly not with this. And she's convinced that, like Jim said, we need to get to the gate and figure out how we're going to get out off the planet, and then we can talk about the rest. So yeah, it takes them a little while to pack up. All of you happy to fast track to going back to the gate, waiting for this group. Yeah, so you head back to the gate, and so when you got here, the mist was below the level of the bridge, and when you guys met Farrakaya and Boytak, and when you told her about arriving and where you've come from, she would her and Boytak were really surprised about that, and she they both were like, how did you get through the mist that was gonna kill you pretty much instantaneously? And you're like, well, the mist was low level, and then when you went back with her or with them back to that level, the mist had risen again, and you weren't able to get back. So you're on your way back, and you're just coming up to the plateau where you guys met Boytak and Farrakaya, and you hear several voices. They're kind of hushed, but you hear a very commanding voice saying, "It's this way. The Elom caves are this way." I can sense them, and you guys can, get yourselves in a hidden position before a group of figures sort of emerge from the brush, and what we have is there's a gray-skinned, almost lizard-looking figure who is carrying Boytak in his arms. And let me just pull him up here. All right, so that's this guy. He is carrying Boytak in his arms. The lightsaber at the moment is not drawn or out, and he is carrying Boytak in his arms. And there are several slaves that are with him that do not have shackles on, that are pointing and whispering and coming along with him, and they say, yes, this looks right. This was where the Elom were, and they say, thank you for rescuing us. We should be able to get to the caves from here by ourselves. And the figure, the commanding voiced figure, sort of says, look, I'll escort you all the way to the caves. You never know if there might be an Empire ambush. And I will protect you. Let's get you to the caves. And they say, oh, thank you so much. And they start to move towards the path where you guys have come from. So what do you want to do as this is all happening?
I'm going to totally take a moment to just hide and watch. I don't know if this is good or this is bad, but business is business, and I would rather see how this kind of plays out, let it go along that way.
Okay.
I would look around at my companions to see what they think. Kind of gesturing like, should I go out there?
You say that, you do that and make that gesture,
No.
and I'm already like getting behind a tree, just like like all turned sideways.
Has
Trying
definitely
to...
got himself. Yeah. Rick
Rick
Dad's
has-
gotten himself. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I missed that. I'm
Yeah?
you said, Corey.
Oh, I didn't say anything yet. So Rick would have got himself all cozied up somewhere and has has his rifle out that hasn't treated him very well recently. But yeah, no, he's getting himself all set up. So I guess that would be his answer to you. He just kind of looks up to you out of the scope for a second, then looks back.
Right. So I will defer to the men who seem to be more used to these odd combat situations, and but you'd be able to see that it's kind of bugging Mineth. Like she's kind of at war
my
with
friend,
herself. Huh?
my friend, can you please find some place to hide?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she'd hide with you, but you can tell that she's kind of like warring with herself because part of her wants to save them the trip when they're just all packing up to leave anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
When
But-
Ferricire is with you all, she sort of moves off down the path a little bit away from you guys, seeing that you want to stay hidden. But she will reveal herself down the path. It's about 40, 50 feet. It's long range from here. And she will reveal herself and put her hands up, and she will say, "Sir, that figure you have in your arms, he's my partner, and the gray-skinned, lizard-looking man will pause, and he'll say, 'Oh, greetings. He'll say, my name is Skavath. And who may I say are you?' And Ferricire says, 'I'm Ferricire. My name's Ferricire. What's wrong with him?' And the figure says, 'I found him unconscious, lying face up on the river. He was floating downstream, unconscious, and that's how I found him. I was taking care of these,' and he points to the rest of the slaves, or the ex-slaves that are with him, and he says, 'I just dismantled the slave camp where these came from, and I've managed to rescue them, and they told me about these caves, and they didn't know exactly where they were, but I managed to sense them, and I'm heading there to get them to safety.' And Ferricire, she's like sighing with relief and with concern, because Boytak is still unconscious. So there's an exchange going on. You can see that that the slaves are wary, but they seem relieved. The Verk, the lizard man, is just telling her what's happened. Seems hurried, like we should get to safety as soon as possible. And Ferricire's like, well, we're actually packing up to leave. At the moment, she seems like she's trusting the lizard-looking man, this Verk. His name, I will type here, Skavath. Yeah, do you guys want to stay hidden, or what's the go?
Mineth will go ahead and come out of hiding and head toward Farakaya.
Uh-huh.
Should we have them just come with us? There's no point in going all the way to the cave. Doesn't seem logical. Just get them out of here with everybody else, right?
I suppose, says Verikai, and she looks at this man, this Verk, and says, so who exactly are you, and what do these slaves mean to you, and how did you get them out? And, while it's pretty clear to her that he's rescued them, she's a little bit sus. And he starts to explain very quickly that it doesn't matter who he is, he says. His name is Skavath, and he's here to help the slaves. Doesn't really give much more information. And you can see that she's quite hesitant with him. But you know that there's not a lot of time. You know that with this amount of people that you'd be found pretty easily. And Farakaya knows this too. And she says, well, whatever we decide to do, we've got to decide now whether we take them back to the caves and keep them hidden, or whether we get everyone else and go to the caves now. We've back to the gate. We need to decide now, and I don't really see any other way around this.
Looks like your partner is going to need some attention too, but maybe moving him less than more is better. I say we just keep on about our way and take them with us.
I'll come out from behind the tree. And you see me just shaking my head as I come out from behind the tree. And I come over to Rick, and I can look up at you and just go, is there any way at all that we can hide all of these tracks?
That's a very good point. Probably not.
Well, just hide a lot of that for us once we get past that.
Yeah,
but you know that the Empire hasn't found this cave network, and that their grid pattern that they had, their search pattern that they had, or their scouting pattern, didn't come near here. It was close, within sort of 10 minutes walk, but not right here. So you think that expanding that pattern wouldn't take much, but they don't know about this cave network. So
might help them stay hidden longer if we're not sending everybody there too.
Yeah, you think if we went back to so you've got a choice basically. If we went back to the Elom caves, it's only a matter of time before that's found out. If you pack everything up now and leave for the gate, at least then we're at the gate and can just hopefully find how to power it and figure out how to get out. And you know that the Elom can very quickly dig a cave, like a small cave network, because they're the ones that dug out the Elom caves. It was their work that dug out their home. So they are able to do that.
I mean, they can dig a cave, and I'm still saying all of this while completely ignoring everybody else that's out there. Just looking at my two current companions. If they can dig a cave, we can just as easily get in there and have them block up the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good point, Mr. Chief.
But I mean, if we
you're
had
really
something that we
thinking
could
it
use to blow stuff up, I'd be happy to do it. But you know, I'm good for once.
Well, whatever we do, we need to do it quickly because the longer we're out here, the more
decide.
Mm-hmm.
Too much time deciding, and we'll get caught.
All right. So it sounds like you want to get everyone together and move to the gate. To me. Is that right? Am I getting that right? Reading it right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're able to do that. Everyone gets ready, packs everything. It's a fairly quick pack up. They don't really have a lot of paraphernalia. And everyone starts on towards the gate. Coming down the mountain towards the bridge where you guys met the droid. You see that once again the mist has receded down into the canyon, and off in the distance where you guys first came down out of the gate tunnel. Coming down off there, you see a couple of figures, and looks like they are archaeologists. They're sort of getting themselves down off that tunnel and making their way down. And yeah, so it looks like the help that you sent for has arrived. And you guys can go down and meet them. You find that Ossa isn't here. She stayed back, but she sent Daknor to lead this group. He's an expert in gates, and even though he's not exactly the spiniest of people, he agreed to lead these archaeologists, and so he's helping them down. You guys can meet them and make your way back to the gate room. They will all follow you, and basically you're back where you started with this rectangular gate. Your working transport that you've powered down. The sound of water coming through the wall. There's clearly water on the other side, and these crystals and everything else. You can talk with Daknor. They are the Elom. When you get in here, if everyone agrees with that plan of sealing up the tunnel, the Elom will start on that to bring that tunnel into an enclosed tunnel, so that it would be harder to find you guys. Yep. So they get started on that straight away as soon as everyone's safe in here, and everyone can fit in this massive cavern. So it's fine. So I guess their process is get ourselves hidden, and then go to the back of the cave where this water sound is, and maybe dig through there to find what's on the other side, because you guys know that that there should be another gate, like the gate, the entrance gate rather than the exit gate, somewhere around. So they're willing to to do that once they've made us safe. So we've got a few minutes. If you guys want to talk to anyone or do anything, or if you just want to fast track to them making the exit to the next room once they've made us safe, it's up to you as a group.
I'm good with whatever y'all want to do.
Has Rick Dad had a drink yet?
No.
Do I have anything I can give you?
Does he have a stash in the transport?
No.
Oh,
No.
we haven't rolled Destiny.
That is true. We haven't rolled Destiny.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm good with fast tracking. That sounds fine. I don't have.
All right. We'll fast
I was
track.
willing to flip a Destiny for it. Say I found some alcohol.
Okay, we'll do that in just a moment. I just need to. A second. All right. Sorry about that. Yep. So we'll fast track. Very good. So let's go to Roll20. Let's change our thing. Actually, I need to first copy your tokens. Make sure that we're on the right layer. Copy your tokens and bring them over to this room. Okay. Put them there. And anything that you guys want to ask or Skavath now that you're safe while I'm changing your location on Roll20? Or anything you want to say to him? All the slaves, for that matter?
No, I'll actually like to. I'll walk over to Daknor while he's in the middle of all of his business. I'm like, so, how did Asa respond when she found out this whole plan's gone to hell?
He says she was very concerned for your safety. She immediately sent for the most knowledgeable archaeologists, and got us together with some supplies, and here's what we've got. And he'll have this. It's like one of those big sort of toolboxes, kind of like 2 feet by 1 foot, big metal thing, and he'll sort of open it up, and it sort of folds open with all of these sections and stuff in it. And there's like medical supplies, there's some food, there's some rations, some drinks. There's even a couple of not vials, but things of gin, some flasks, I guess you would call them, of gin.
As I'm looking through this stuff, I'll see that, hold it up, and I go, "Break that!" And I'm still digging around, like face down, so you see my back, and I'm holding up this bottle of alcohol above my head as I'm just.
Yeah, there's the little silver flasks. I don't know exactly what they're called. I can't remember. But yeah, those little flasks with the cap.
Yeah, flasks.
Cool. Yeah, so there's a couple of
so
those.
Rick Dad moves faster than you've ever seen him move. And takes it off of Jeep's hand and kind of goes over, sits off to himself for a minute, and has a little bit of a moment.
All right. So the Eloms have. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no. And I was saying it was good.
I keep imagining
You're
that
gonna
these
have your
Eloms-
own. Yeah. Go ahead.
I keep imagining that these Eloms, whenever they like show up and try to talk to someone about what we've done, it's very confusing that they keep calling me Jeep.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, like the three of us know what's going on, but they're like Jeep. Do you mean Jeep? And then the Eloms look confused. Jeep. Yeah.
And lion and
Yeah.
Anyway, so they've dug out the tunnels pretty quickly. Behind the cavern wall is another large open cavern, not dissimilar to the one you are familiar with on near Pando, with those stacked concentric stone rings, just like you saw on near Pando. And then another room lies off to the far side, and the sound of running water can be heard from there. Going into this room, it's another open cavern space. In its center are 4 water canal networks, each with 5 upper troughs and 7 lower troughs. Each of these flow down into the next, and all of the 4 networks flows down into the middle, which is a circular well with a half-emerged black sphere in its center. It appears as if the sphere is looking out into space. On the cavern wall is an ancient terminal, and flickering images of various star systems appear on it. And so you can see there the room, I'm pretty sure, double check that. Yep, that you guys are now in.
So this looks like the gate?
So beside this cavern is the gate cavern. So the gate cavern is by itself. And then this is an adjacent room. And there's, the terminal there and all of this, these little water troughs sort of flowing into each other down into that well. And what you can see is that connecting to the gate is these big tendrily power cables that go up into the roof or onto the roof. They're sort of fixed there. They go into this room and they come down to that terminal. So the gate is directly connected from the terminal to the gate. And you see that this is the ancient power source, and the archaeologists who have come with you looking at the screens and looking at the terminal will be able to say that this looks like some sort of ancient navigation terminal.
Cool. They may be archaeologists, but I'm a mechanic with some computer skill.
Yep.
So I want to check it out and do a quick run over to see if it's working.
Okay. So make that check for me. Ancient Greek technology, something that is not familiar to you whatsoever. So this is going to be hard upgraded once. So 2 purple and a red.
Destiny points.
Yes, we need to roll that. So let's roll that first. Let me bring up my dice pool here. Let me make sure that everything on my side is okay. All right. So, yeah, everyone can press their destiny. Hang on. Let me actually take us down to 0 and force that update. And now you can roll, and let's see if it actually works this time.
Every time. Every time.
All right. So we're at 2 dark, 1 white.
Wow, I rolled light. Shot.
Okay. All right. So we've got only a couple to spend. Yep. So if you want to spend that last remaining light one, you can. Otherwise, feel free to roll that check. So it's, like I said, 2 purple and a red.
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll spend that point.
Okay.
And so I'll upgrade one of my greens to a yellow. And can I bring over one of the archaeologists and be like, ask him, does this look familiar to you at all? Anything that what you were used to look like this?
Yeah, you can have a blue for an archaeologist. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Here we go. Let's see if this works.
Nice.
It's the archaeologist. It's all the archaeologists. He's like, yeah, do this.
All right. Yeah, it is all the archaeologists. The archaeologist points you exactly in the right direction. He shows you how this machine is meant to work. You find with his help the auxiliary power and powering it up. Basically, lights come on all through this room. They light up this canal network, and also on the screen, all of these star systems that were sort of grey and flickering, they all sort of come up to this blue hologram quality.
Mm-hmm.
And where there was just a couple on the screen, sort of zooms out and zooms out as you're operating it, and you basically see the entire Star Wars systems on this map. You think it's very outdated, but you certainly see quite a number of familiar systems, and you can locate this system as it's basically notated on the screen that you are here, kind of idea, and you can very easily find near Pando and its surrounding systems, and you can very easily see Shuzala and its surrounding area. So you can see all of that operating this machine. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then look at the archaeologist, because I thought I was going to be some hot crap and be like, all right, cool, hold on. You're the archaeologist. I'm the one who knows computers. Hold on. He's like, oh, okay, well then how do we make it work? And I look over at him, questioning him. Since he obviously knew how to get it going, how do we make this work the way we want it to?
He goes over, looks at it. He with his hands, it's that whole Tony Stark flipping things, all the holograms out. So he expands all of the holograms and presses a few buttons and things, and then there's like this blinking cursor that comes up, and it says coordinates need to be, and then it reads out this list and he doesn't understand what it means, but this is what it reads. Let me just bring that up. Okay, so there's two series here. So series 1, actually, and I will copy and paste this. I'll read it out and I'll copy and paste it into the chat. So series 1, line 1, capital E, lowercase b, line 2, capital A, hash, line 3, capital G, and line 4, capital D. And series 2 is line 1, capital A, lowercase b, line 2, capital D, hash, line 3, blank, line 4, capital D, capital F. And so I'm going to paste that into the Google Hangouts there. So there you go. That's what he reads out, this archaeologist. And
Are these lines literally across, or are they like columns?
So it's like as if someone's pressed enter on each line. So each line reads, and then it's as if you've gone to the next line down, and then it reads, and then the next line down, and then it reads.
Okay.
The archaeologist has no idea what this means, but he says, look, looking at the rest of the printout, it's like, this looks like, and he's saying, this is the combination that we have to somehow make work to take us back to where we were, to near Pando. I can also, if you want, pull up the planet Truzala instead of this one, if you wish.
I actually have one. Where are we?
So he zooms in the map. So we are on Danton 6 in the Trebadar system of T14, which is in T14. Let me just show you. 1 second. I've got it over here. Okay.
He understands
So
the map
this
more
here
than understands words.
is T14. Is that the correct way for you? It looks like I'm reversing. Can you guys see that, or is it reversed for you?
I can see it, but it's my internet's probably not great tonight because it's really blurred.
Okay, let me bring it in.
Tell.
Let me bring it in.
Better. No, it's the right way.
Right. So up here is the Trebadar system. Down here is the Chuzala system. Okay, so Chuzala is obviously over here, and Trebadar is up here. And off the map up here is near Pando. And what you can tell is that there's a direct line, like if you were to draw a straight line between near Pando and Chuzala, Trebadar, or the planet that we're on, Danton 6, is right in the pathway. It actually intersects that pathway. So yeah, we're up here in the Trebadar system, and Chuzala is down here. And these are actual systems. We're talking like this where like Earth and all of the planets in Earth around in this system. So that's how big these systems are. And so there's like a long way between here and here. But in a spaceship, that wouldn't take especially long. This dotted line here is a hyperlane. Okay, that's going down. That are where all the trade and stuff usually goes. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. All right.
So Minute has walked up and is looking over your shoulder at this, or around your shoulder, because she's pretty short. And would any of this make any sense to her? With astrogation skills.
Well, you can roll.
And just trying to think, like
there's already an amount that you know, because Daknor previously has described how, and Ossa have described kind of how Greek technology works. You've already heard some of that. The keystones on Neopando, they worked via harmony, all these different notes focusing onto an area. Coming in here, there's no keystones that you can see. There's just this navigation computer, you might say, terminal, and these water canals. And on each trough, there is a big sort of wheel, and the wheels can shut off the flow of the water, or they can turn on the flow of the water. Currently, all of them are turned on, so all of the water is flowing, and it's just this sound of water, really. If you decide to start turning some of them off, there begins to be actual tones starting to come out. It's like someone playing all of the notes on a keyboard all at once. And the more that you turn off, the less this cacophony is sounding, until if you turn all of them off, there's no notes playing at all. If you were to turn one, it would be playing whatever note that particular trough is keyed to.
Huh. Hmm. I'm like, you look at me and I look at you and go,
yeah,
I don't know. I press buttons.
it's all Greek to me.
And I look at you and go, Greek?
What is Greek?
Foreign to me. So I guess I'll wander over to the pools and kind of look at the
I've been
pool
talking
for like clues as to what they're keyed to, or how that might tie in with what we need to do next.
Right. Yeah.
So Rick Nat's been sitting at a chair or something like that, not too far away from where this is all going down. It gets a little annoyed at this point. He's like, so wait, so you're telling me we need to just make music? Like, if we turn these out a certain way, is this like is that the navigation?
So the archaeologist is like a little unsure. Doesn't really, understand it. I'm just making sure that I've actually. Yeah, that's right. Doesn't really understand it.
There's no other way to do it.
Says like the way that the gate that we came from worked was that the keystones, when placed in a certain order, focused the beam of the transportation to the correct location. This one seems to operate slightly differently, but I assume that because there's tones being played, that somehow we have to represent these lines using these canals.
So it's really just the same.
Yeah.
But it's just the same but different. It's like a new animal. Sometimes you just got to try it out. Right?
Right.
What if we did the tone? Does anybody know the tones that we're supposed to use the first time?
So all that the computer says is got 4 lines, and there's actually 4 of these trough networks. So there's one on each facing north, south, east, and west, and each of those represents a line. So you would have to get each of them to represent whatever the line says in order for it to key the correct location.
Right.
And I think Chris is frozen by the looks.
No, she's moving. I will pull out my data pad and I mess with it to investigate or to pick up sounds specifically in the aural spectrum, sounds that we can hear with our ears, and to detect frequencies, because frequencies relate directly to pitch. Since y'all are talking about music, I'm like, okay, so let's turn on each of these one at a time, and I'll make a map of what they are and of which ones have what frequencies and what pitches, and then we'll be good.
Okay, so so you can do that. It doesn't take a check because it's you're basically just keying in the computer to pick it up. So each of the 4 I'm going to call them banks. Okay, each of the 4 banks is exactly the same setup. So what you have is the first lower trough is an A. Then it's like A sharp or B flat, and then it's B, and then C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp.
And so looking at it with the well in the middle, look, you're basically reading it to me the way it looks. So if I turn it and the well is still in the middle, it's still that order.
That's correct.
Okay. Cool. Well, then let's give it a shot.
So
right.
we need...
Wait. Are you sure about this Jeep?
What else are we going to do? The longer we stay here, the more likely we are to be found by Imperials. And if I'm going to be found by Imperials, I want it to be on my own terms.
Worth a try.
You got a point. All right, let's try this shit. I'm down with it. Let's do it. He takes a swig off his flask.
All right. So E flat, A sharp, G, and D.
Yep. So yeah, that first one. Let me turn that on.
Play that chord. What's that sound like?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds exactly like that. So yeah, each of them. So yeah, you're turning them all off, and then just those ones on. That there. Hang on. Didn't come prepared because that. Okay. So.
We got the violin pianos.
Yeah. So that's what it is. So that's the first one.
Okay. Let's see. So the second one's A flat, D sharp. But then we have a blank.
Yeah. Was it A flat?
Yep.
D sharp?
Yep.
Then nothing. D.
And
F.
Not the
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty rowdy.
Yeah. And what happens when you do that in that order is that the orb, the sphere, the black sphere in the center of the well changes, and it now shows a planet.
Whoa.
Oh.
Do we need to make an astrogation check to know what planet, or does it come up with like Getty Prime or something?
It doesn't come up on the sphere, but anyone that actually traveled to near Pando and looked out of their starship window would recognize that this is the planet near Pando. It looks exactly like it.
Well, we don't want to go to near Pando.
Well, that's just what he popped in and said. You know, we know near Pando, you know, these refugees need somewhere to go. We know that it would be safe there. We don't know how safe Trizala is going to be.
Near Pando.
Well,
Okay.
Did Osa say? So I turned to the archaeologist. Did Osa say if she wanted us to just go back, or should we just? And I look at Jeef and Rigdat. Maybe we just send them back, and then we figure out the coordinates for where we need to go.
Yeah. Now that we know how to work this.
Just have to figure out what they are, right?
Well, if it gives us, like, I walk over to the computer real quick and look at the locations on the map, and based off of the chart, here's where we were supposed to go. Can I click on that, touch it, select it somehow?
Yeah. You can change the destination.
Does it give us a new couple new series?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, send them on.
Right. Well, being that you know how they work now, or how it works now, and being
This is cool.
yeah, you can plug in the new series of coordinates. So it's up. Let me double check that we're going to do what you guys want. So do you want to send anyone back to near Pando, which it's looking at now? Are we sending anyone there?
Let's send the refugees there.
Agreed.
Does anyone want to go with the refugees, or do you just want to like send them with the archaeologists or whatever, and have them report back or whatever? How do you want to do this?
How about the refugees with him? And I say, pointing to Skavoth and Wojtak. Wojtak knows these people, can vouch for them, and since this Jedi guy is looking after Wojtak, let them stay together.
Maybe Farakaya wants to go too? When I look at Farakaya, do you want to go with them to near Pando?
She says, well, I don't want to be like, I'll go with them. Don't want to be separate from Wojtak. So yeah, I'll go with them.
That's great. And then we go on, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can finally.
When you plug it all in, each of those tones has sounded. Then the send button would be pressed. It would go through the power network to the gate, which then powers up and spins just like you saw at near Pando. And then each of the groups of refugees and both the Elom and the Elomin, as well as Wojtak, Farakaya, and Skavoth, all go through that one, leaving you by yourselves.
And a droid.
And a droid. And then after a few minutes, it will power down and it will basically reset to blank again. The sphere will go back to blank space and you'll be able to key in the next set of coordinates.
I'm going to get the vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they've dug it out enough so that you can obviously drive the vehicle in.
Sweet.
So if you remember, some of the crates had been broken, and some of the latest fashions were damaged a little bit, and also one of the sides of the transport had been blasted out and was just a hunk of metal on the ground. So did you want to fix everything up and whatever?
Sure, I'll see what I can do. At this point, I would much rather get out.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to rig it together rather than do a full-on gorgeous repair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can just quickly package everything back. It doesn't take very long. And then plug in the next set of coordinates. This time it's a couple of extra series So this time, there's a few more, but it's exactly the same process. You put them in, and it pulls up a different planet, one that you haven't seen before. But going back to the nav computer, it will say, not in the sphere itself, but the nav computer will say Chuzala, planet Chuzala, in the Chuzala system, funnily enough.
Nice.
And before I finish that off, can I figure out what the chord progression for this location would be?
Do you want them written down?
Unless we can just say that I've got them in my data pad.
You've got them in your data pad, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, the new one.
Can I like find just a list and download those? Because making the tones may be different, but the pitch sequences sound like they're going to be similar.
So what?
So from what we've seen so far on the 2 planets that we've been to with the gates, making the pitches, whatever the devices that do that, are going to be different. But the pitch series that open the gates to planets seem to be similar.
Yeah.
So whether we're here or we're on Chuzala or somewhere else, getting to this planet is going to be the same series, just created with a different mechanic.
Yeah. So every point in space that the green notated is the same point, no matter where you're originating from. Where you're going, the destination always stays the same. That point in space always stays the same. So wherever you are, if you're on this planet or, I don't know, somewhere in U12 or something, you can plug in the same coordinates for planet near Pando and still get to near Pando, no matter where you are elsewhere.
Great.
So, yeah.
So is there any way to download that information to my data pad?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you're only going to get a couple of coordinates, right?
Cool.
So you're going to get near Pando, you're going to get Danton 6, which is what we're on now, and you're going to get Chuzala, where we're going.
Okay.
And then as you explore different worlds, then you can add them. But for now, these are the ones that you've got.
Is there any way then, just with everything, like there's a part of my heart that starts to beat faster as I realize maybe there is a way to get back to Sullust if I have to quickly for my father. I want to go over the map real quick, the star chart, and see if I can see if it pinpoints a way to get to Sullust, or if that's just not got a portal on it. Again.
Right. So there's not a gate on Sullust.
Okay.
There will be a gate somewhere nearby. Where is Sullust?
They don't have a book on me. I can find it for you, and we can keep going.
Yeah. Whenever is fine. Because then I can tell you a little bit more about the area around there. But certainly, so it's in M17. Okay. Yeah, so somewhere on M17 will be
the Sullust system, Prima Sector, Outer Rims region.
Yeah. Yeah, so somewhere in M17, there will be a system with a planet with a gate, but it is not in the Sullust system.
Okay.
Or on the planet Sullust. It's not in the same system, but it's in the same sector.
Gotcha.
Cool. you could eventually find a way back, but it'll, take a bit.
Gotcha. Oh,
Cool. Very good. So are we good to plug in the coordinates and go? Is there any final things that we need to do?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
Right. The new coordinates. It sounds something like
that's foreboding.
and something like
Ooh,
that.
That was a little better.
that's an Act 2.
Yes. So
I'm a music teacher.
there's actually a whole there's a whole series with this planet, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we can have a 5-minute or 3-minute break. Have your bios, grab a drink, anything else, and we will be back in a sec with actually being on planet Chuzala, which is where we wanted to go in the first place. Okay, so yeah, we'll be back in a sec, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, so that whole section is something like that chord, that chord, that chord, and that chord.
Mhm. That's awesome. I love that you did this. I wish my character was smarter. But he just needs to hang back and listen to the cool tunes.
Yeah. It's
Can't you
just how
play
the
it
Gree
in a
work.
song?
The Gree are awesome. I love them. Like all of their
Yes,
navigation is done with tones and melodies and harmonies and stuff. It's like,
No, that's dope.
wow, really cool. I was very happy to find that.
I'm sure you were, sir. You've had a lot of fun with this.
I have had a lot of fun with it. I was going to make it a little bit harder, but considering our characters know nothing about music, it would be a little bit unfair. Knowing that Jim's a musician, though, it was a bit of a teasing thing for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Yes, that was good.
I see. I see what you did there, sir.
Indeed. Yeah, so Planet Chuzala.
Chuzala. All right. Gotta get that out and start talking.
Yeah, and you've actually had your drink now.
Yeah. He feels much better now.
All right. Okay, so I need to copy our characters again and take us to here.
I've always wanted to be here.
I'm here. I'm still here.
As am I.
So that puzzle was for you there, Jim.
I'm over here going, like when I wrote it down, I was like, yep, that's music.
Yeah.
Jeep has no idea.
Jeep has no idea.
No. So I'm just like, no clue. And then when she was like, is it music? I was like, okay, cool. Well, if I can look at music as science now, like, yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me test some frequencies.
Well, it is like, so the Gree are way before their time, right? In ancient technology, but their technology is way advanced beyond ours currently. And yeah, they managed to navigate the known Star Wars universe using music. So
Best ever. I love this game.
You love this game?
Yes, I do.
I need to name this droid that I've got.
Damn it.
Yeah. So what? So you completely reprogrammed it, didn't you? Like you.
I don't think so. I think I have the restraining bolt on it.
You have the restraining bolt on it. Okay. So it's not.
Yeah, we've not had a memory wipe or anything. It effective. It acts like it at least right now.
Yeah. So I need to look up that restraining bolt and see exactly what it can and can't do. Star Wars. So limited functions. So it restricts the droid from movement and forces it to respond to signals produced by a handheld control unit. So you can
drive around. But
it doesn't stop it from trying to communicate or anything, right?
No.
By the looks.
Where is it? So the most basic restraining bolts simply shut it down. More advanced systems can be used to make a droid perform any action commanded by the person holding the restraining bolt controller.
Okay.
So most droids cannot withstand the powerful programming overrides in restraining bolt. However, PCs who are droids are made of sterner stuff.
Yeah. All right. So it's effectively not operational. Okay. Well, I won't ask the difficult question of how you managed to bring it here then, because that's a dick question. Let's say
Can I drive it?
You could.
Like, I feel like this is one of those old, like, at this point, those really old RC cars that's just a trigger and a knob.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
So what I'll do is I will get you in, like, looking back as a retrospective check to make me make me the same difficulty check as I got you to do for this computer system. Make one of those again for retrospectively for the droid.
So 2 greens and a purple, or 2 reds and a purple. The 2 purples. And a red.
2 purples and a red. No blues, though, this time.
Okay, let's see what comes up. Oh, that's. I put in 2P, 1R, and it didn't do anything. Okay, let me just change the dice then.
You can even just roll.
Okay, I'll just. Do you want me to just roll the reds and the purples in?
Yeah, makes it easy.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you succeeded.
With the
you
threat.
succeeded with a strain. And yeah. So basically, that check retrospectively means that it didn't make noise while you drove it to the transport.
So no.
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
yeah,
That would suck.
that would suck. But we got away. So I mean, either way. But yeah, so you've taken that point of strain, and what you think, given that you've had to make that check, is that if you sort of took that droid along with you, that it might make noise. It might whatever. So you might want to like shut it down and keep it in your transport.
Yeah,
it'll be up to you. But I'm giving you the information that it is able to communicate if it manages to do that. If you don't manage to keep it subdued. Okay, so if you want to have it tag along with you, it's going to be that slightly dangerous because it can make noise. Okay.
No, I'm totally good with getting it onto the ship right now and just
leaving it on the transport. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, everyone's back. Welcome back. And so you guys feel somewhat similar to how I described the first time you traveled, except this time you don't fall unconscious, and it's a much shorter trip this time because you are very close to the planet Truzella from here, which you weren't before. And so there's no going unconscious, because going unconscious you learn was a result of being kicked out of the travel early. And you find yourselves in a cavern. Surprise, surprise. It's basically mostly the same to what you guys have come to expect now, in that it's a big open cavern. There's this rectangular gateway which you come out of. There's the circular gateway which you go in, so you can see both. They're in adjoining caverns, but coming into each of these caverns is something different that you haven't seen in your other experiences. There are industrial pipes coming into these caverns, and some of them are leaking ooze onto the cavern floor and making big puddles of gunk. And yeah, there's just and living in this sewer, basically, all of these vagabonds. Basically, your everyday poor, ragged individuals of all races huddled into groups around fires in barrels, grouped around, and they're just fishing for rotten rats in the sewer. So you basically come into this big cavern with all of these people around
and start driving.
And start driving. Yes, and what you notice is that the way that you can, the only way you can drive is that there's these big, like quite large, 30 sort of, some 20 feet diameter, some 30 feet diameter pipelines, and these pipelines all connect this underworld sewer network, and some of the pipes go vertically as well up to the street level, and you can make your way up to the street level of the planet Chuzala. And while this is not an encounter map, I'm just going to quickly put you on this picture here, and if you zoom out a little bit, you will see that we are on some kind of industrial world. Basically, there are all of these towering constructions of like scaffolding and pipelines and buildings, metal, just stacked on top of each other, jutting out here and there. There's ships flying in and around them. There's a layer of thick smog, and flying further up, here is another picture. So again, these big towering towers of metal with wires streaming down onto the street level, and it's all dirty and smoggy and gross. And
gross.
Yeah. And but something catches your eye in that a lot of the vehicles are flying up into the smog up above, and you can see the bottoms of these giant floating islands that are just the bottoms that pierce the smog to where you can see them. And you can imagine that above the level of the smog, that these floating islands might actually not be full of this smog. That is just this big cloud over this industrial planet.
Okay.
And what your data pad tells you, because you came here to basically establish the gateway. Everything can be powered. You can see that, and you also came here to deliver some goods. And so the data pad will show you that the goods are to be delivered above the level of the smog, up along these floating islands. So you can see that your transport is like a land speeder, so you can't fly with it. So you will need some form of elevator or whatever up there, and there's all of these towers that have these elevators, some big enough for, any even walkers, the size of walkers. These elevators can ferry them up and down the different levels of this planet. So you can find that fairly easily. You can track where you've come from very easily. The street rats where you came out seemed kind of surprised, but they paid you no heed when you drove past, and you paid them no heed, certainly. And yeah, so you take one of these elevators, and you basically find yourselves above the level of the smog. And let's see, something like this.
Ooh, pretty.
And so there's all these floating islands. They're each one is kind of in a dome, and these domes cover the islands, and each one is sort of connected to the next in these big bridges that have been constructed. And it's gorgeous up here. But one thing that's kind of odd is that the gravity is kind of odd up here. So all around you, there's these just floating piles of rock that you could, jump up and punch. Some of them are, only sort of 20 feet up. Some of them are 50 feet up. And just these piles of rock are just floating everywhere, all around this area. It's gorgeous. It's like green and lovely, but yeah, there's these just floating rocks. And as you're walking around, you're not floating, but neither are you completely grounded. You can walk, but you feel light and you feel like you could jump forever. And it's kind of really odd. When you get up to this area, there's like a big vehicle parking lot, basically, and all of the vehicles that come up here are parked in this multi-story, massive, sprawling warehouse complex. And basically, when you come up here, the first thing that you see is just this big hologram screen, and it sort of shows you a bay number, like it gives you a bay number. It pops out a ticket, which is on like it's actually a firm holopad ticket. Pop out, you're able to grab that and drive to the bay that it specifies, and you'll be able to park there. But vehicles are not allowed to travel on this land, on these floating islands, beyond the parking lot. And then you can obviously take the vehicle back down to the lower street level, and obviously use your vehicle again down there. But on this upper level, you're not able to use your vehicle.
Well, I guess we'd better find Sharon, huh?
Yeah. So there's, a tourist kiosk and all sorts of stuff up here. So yeah, if any questions that you have, you can quickly be answered. You ask about Sharon. You don't know anything about Sharon except she's called Sharon.
Mm-hmm. That she's
You're looking for Sharon, who's interested in fashion. And so make a streetwise check or a law check, or what else would work here? Anything else you can think of to gather this information? If you can think
I
of
will
a good...
help, but I'm worth nothing more than a blue die.
All right. Well, there are terminals around here too, so you could technically maybe...
Sure, I'll do that.
Right.
I'll see if I can check the white pages or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So street...
Yeah, probably streetwise is the best that I've got.
Yep. So we're looking for average upgraded once. So purple and a red. And same for the computers check.
And do I need to put them myself? They're not working right, correct?
What's that?
The dice. The red.
Yeah, put them in yourself.
Okay. So you said one purple, one red.
One purple, one red.
Let's see.
So, and I'm making a computers check?
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. Is that good?
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't good.
Well, Mineth fails. 3 advantages.
What did the guy do again? He was a bartender. Or
Carson was a...
Oh, he was the decorator.
Yeah,
yes.
Decorator, yeah.
Right.
Cantina decorator.
Vince's Cantina chain.
That's correct, yes.
Can I message him on my data pad?
Not from here, no.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm making the computers 2 purple, 1 red?
1 purple, 1 red.
Good chief.
Okay.
Ah, nice.
So, yeah, Mineth's just like asking people, and, you know, what she gets, just all of these people going, oh, yeah, Sharon. So Sharon is this peddler of, you know, motorcycles. And Sharon is, you know, an alchemist. And Sharon is, you get all these different things, and you're like, that does not sound anything like the Sharon that you've come to meet. And those advantages, I'm going to say that those advantages give you a pretty good cross-section of what's available here on Chuzala. Being a trader, you know, you're talking to people and they're like, oh, this Sharon does this. And so, yeah, you've got a pretty good idea of some of the stuff. And basically what you discover about Chuzala is it's mostly a backwater planet, but just full of just industry and full of crime. The lower levels, in the smog, there's just rampant with petty crime, people living off the street, people working, you know, 16 to 20-hour days in these, you know, in this industrial world. And so that's what you find out, Mineth. For you, Jeev, given that you succeed, you know, or you find out via the computers that Sharon is a consort to the princess. She is actually the princess's royal outfitter, and she is held up at the castle. And the castle is called, it's actually got a name. It's a named castle. It's called Sang Sub Kim. I'll write that for you here. Sang Sub Kim. That is the castle where the princess is and where Sharon is. And you are able to figure out that you will need to take a certain route to get there. Basically, you can ride beasts to a taxi, and the taxi will basically take you over to Sang Sub Kim.
Is there a way to contact her
from here?
Sure.
You could send her a message.
Absolutely. And I'm obviously I'm looking at this going, she works for the princess. Okay, well, we're not going to get all the money that we thought we were going to get because some of it's probably considered ruined. So we could probably just take that out and sell it on our own because it's still real fancy. But she's probably also expecting this with the blockades, so there's no need to hide it. So I'm just going to be like, shipment from message to Sharon, shipment from Carson.
Yeah.
And the message is, we have the shipment from Carson for you. Where can we take it?
All right. Only takes a few minutes, and a message comes back. It's just another. It's just in text, and it says, "Oh, that's wonderful news. I'll arrange you to be able to use your vehicle because we need it delivered, and you'll be able to meet me here at these coordinates, not in the castle itself, but it's a mutually acceptable location." Put it in. And she has royally decreed, or gotten a royal decree, that you are able to use your transport to deliver the transport because it's a delivery. So she has agreed. She has arranged for that to happen. So you're able to hop on your transport and power away to where you're going. Now, it is some distance from where you are, and let's see. Along the way, you are on your transport. Where are you? Keep on losing your character tokens. I think I put them on this screen. Nope. I'll just take them from here again. Be the easiest way. Cool. Yeah. So you are on the transport, flying around, and there's a somewhat a path it's not really a path, but it's kind of fairly easy to tell where you're going. A lot of this area is sort of mountainous, beautiful, like you saw in the picture. And while I haven't drawn the transport, I will just change maps here for you, because there's something of note as you're driving this transport. And let me put it down here so that we can see that. Okay, and changing the map for you guys. So, as we change map over there, so you are just traveling along in the transport. I've put you all close together because that's how the transport would be. And you see these rather large beasts that are roaming up here in the grasslands. And upon seeing your transport, they will bound towards the transport. I'll put them a little bit further away for your convenience. Yeah. And yeah, they're starting to bound towards the transport, and they are quite large, as you can see, and they have very long red or reddish brown arms. They're about 6 feet long. They stand about 8 feet tall. These creatures. They're multi-limbed. They've got 4 arms each, and each of those arms has a big meaty claw on it. And they seem to be running towards your transport.
Cool.
Think they're happy to see us, boys?
Probably not.
They look a little. Rick, this is your wheelhouse, right?
Evasive maneuvers. Shoot them down. I'll try to keep you in a good position.
Yeah, and this is what I'm supposed to do. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yep, so this is the transport here. Jeef's up the front, piloting the thing. You guys are just behind him. Quality imagery here.
I like it.
So you guys, you're drawing your weapons then?
Yes.
No, I'm driving.
You're driving.
Hold on while I let go of everything. Yes. No.
Well, you could put it on autopilot.
No.
Evasive
Nope.
maneuvers.
All right, you're evasive maneuvering. All right. Well, given that they're rushing towards you and you are making evasive maneuvers, let us roll initiative.
Oh man.
Okay.
Vigilance? Same for me anyway.
Yes, you can choose in this case vigilance or cool. Yeah. 2 and 2. All right. And mine will be 2 of those.
Hey, why is there a red and a black one in mine?
Why is there a red in my?
I have no idea. It's certainly not in mine. Let's clear.
I forgot to clear the.
Okay. So I found that if you go to the skill and beside it you put in like your purple or your red, or you just roll the dice and there's nothing beside it and there's nothing in your dice at the top, it'll just roll that skill specifically. If you put like 1 purple and then press enter, it'll add 1 purple, but if you don't press enter, it won't add it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I accidentally had.
Well,
so I have 2 advantages.
2 advantages.
Yeah.
Richter has 1 success, 2 advantage, and Jeef has 2 success, 2 advantage. So it's PC, NPC, PC. So PC, enemy, PC.
So what's the maneuverability up here? Like, is it wide open space or is it like a small floating island?
It's a floating island, yes.
Mhm.
It is open space. You know that there are, there's little hills and stuff all around. You're in sort of a flat kind of area, but these things are moving as fast as you are on your transport.
And what speed are we going on the transport?
Think that the transport can go to 2?
2, yes.
2. So currently we are going 1.
Okay.
So you could speed up. Do you want to take that first slot and speed up?
No, I want to take that first slot. Well, yes, I want to take the first slot, but I don't want to speed up. I'm not going to try to pass them. Instead, what I'm going to do is, since they're actually running directly toward us, I'm going to turn us around and drive away from them, trying to keep this whole chase pattern going so that my friends can just fire off the back.
Okay.
So, maneuver. Cool. Can you do evasive maneuvers? Let's see. Fly, accelerate. I've never gotten to do this, so I'm actually kind of...
Oh, good. So they are long from you right now.
Then no, I don't want to. No, if they're long. Okay, sweet.
They're long. They're long in vehicle terms.
Oh, so then what is that in terms of? I guess our range weapons.
Yeah. Assume right. If we were to strip away the vehicle, right, the way that movement works without vehicles is that everyone moves at the same velocity, and it's the same for them and the vehicle. They can move at the same velocity as the vehicle. So at the moment they are long, but if you were to get out, right, then you would move a lot slower than either. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you're obviously not getting out. So while you're on the transport, they're at long from you, which is the amount of maneuvers it is for them.
Okay, so then I'm going to fly. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to angle it so that, yeah, I'm still going forward, but I stay at long range from them.
Yeah, so you're going at an angle, you're still at long.
Yeah, so evasive maneuvers. So executing evasive maneuvers, like, let's see, upgrades the difficulty of the dice pool once for all attacks made against us.
Okay. Upgrade difficulty.
Makes it harder for us to hit anything else. But if we're at long range for ships, then we're not going to hit them anyway. And upgrades the difficulty of dice pool once for all attacks made by us until the end of my next turn.
Right. So, yeah.
So I'm going to have... So one maneuver is just continue flying or driving. And the other one, I'm going to downgrade my action to another maneuver and to use evasive maneuver.
Right. So,
oh, wait. I can't. That's actually speed 3 or higher, and we're only going 1, so no.
Right. So going 1, everything's doubled as far as human length. So while they're at long vehicle-wise, they're twice that in human terms. So obviously, to be able to shoot them, they would have to be short or medium, because in ship terms. So medium in ship terms is extreme in gun terms. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yep.
Cool. So you're at long from them. You've done your evasive maneuvers. Is there a check for that, or it just happens?
No, there is no check for maneuvers. There's only checks for actions.
Okay. So you are doing that. That's good.
You know what?
Next.
And I'll go ahead and I'll accelerate. So I'll go to 2.
You go to 2. So the next PC, who wants to take that? You are currently longer than extreme away in human terms from these things.
Hey, madam.
Yeah. Aim. I
Aim real high.
aim real hard, you say?
So is that going to be Chris, or is that going to be Corey that takes this slot? I guess it'll be you.
I guess it'll be me. It kind of doesn't make sense, but I guess it will. So yeah, I pull. I've got the blaster out, and I just aim and wait. I think even with her limited skill, I think it's obvious that they're too far after what we experienced back at the Danton 6. So.
Yep. Okay, so the creatures then, medium, short. So they move twice into short, vehicle-wise, which is medium.
Doesn't it take 2 maneuvers to go from long to medium?
Long to medium. So no, so it's long, medium, short. No, because they're moving as fast as.
Right, but it still takes 2 maneuvers to go from long to medium.
Long to medium is 1 maneuver, isn't it? And then medium to short is 1 maneuver?
No, engage to short is 1. Short to medium is 1. Medium to long is 2. Long to extreme is 2.
Okay. So they move to medium.
Is this transport? Is this the kind that's kind of like a car and it's got doors and
Yep. So actually, I think I've got. If I check here, I think I've got, because I had, yeah. Here we go. So.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
A little better.
That's your little transport. I'll actually let's move that off.
Or you said that they were going my speed, that they were going our speed previously. So are they speeding up then?
They are speeding up, yes.
Okay, so at speed 2 to 4, it says 1 starship maneuver to move within close range of a target or object, or to move from close to short range, or from short to close. 2 to move from close to medium, or medium to close.
All right. Well, they move into medium then.
Okay.
2 maneuvers. They take some strain for that. Okay. And yeah, so they are medium in starship wise, which is extreme in. So it's within extreme of our weapons. Okay. That's their turn. Your turn, Corey. If we can hear you, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
He's extreme. It's extreme distance from me, right?
Extreme, yes.
Oh. Hello?
Hello.
All right. I was going a little weird there for a second. So it's extreme distance, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just trying to say.
Does your gun go that far?
No, it's long.
So you can aim. Other than that,
Can I double aim, take a strain?
yeah, or you could aim and as your action aim.
And then still fire.
Well, they're at extremes, so if your gun doesn't go that far, it's not going to go that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can aim twice without taking strain this turn because that's your action, basically.
And what do I see when I'm aiming down?
What do you see?
Uh-huh.
Well, they're big, hunking, long-armed creatures. Like I said, 8 foot tall, big, meaty claws.
Do they have a pilot, or are they autonomous?
They're creatures. They're beasts.
All right, they're beasts. Okay, I took it different. All right, okay, and there's nothing besides those two. What about wildlife around it?
It's an open field. You can see there's not really much life up here. There's probably something. I don't know exactly what. But
he was thinking that if there's anything like around that would keep that, and then maybe.
So what you can tell, just by having a cursory look around, is there's nothing out here to feed on, as far as livestock or anything like that.
Great. So we are the livestock.
Maybe, depending on how fast you can get away.
Yeah. Hey, Jeep, are we going towards those things?
Yep.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. And I'm all sighted in, and as soon as we get within medium range, I'd like that shoot. I know you can't really hold action in this, but
well, don't worry, I'll get you there because we're about to start a new round.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
So you tell me when we start that new round.
We're starting right now.
Are
Perfect.
they really as far apart as what we're seeing?
Well, they've moved in a little bit now, so they are extreme in human terms, medium in vehicle terms.
That's beautiful.
Engaged.
Yeah, for all of that.
So, are you taking that spot, Jim?
I am, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and he's like, get me close, and so I'm going, sweet. And so what I do is
Well, not that close.
I'm going to get to, you said there was in medium range right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to take me at speed 2 maneuvers to go from medium to close. And if we go to close, that turns into medium for human range, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So can we just go like half then?
Say what?
We go like half that far. Because if we go half that far, that's long, and I can shoot them.
Right, but that doesn't technically take us into close range. Right now we're in medium, so that's long, right?
Yeah.
or is that extreme?
Or would it be?
Yeah, so like what in ship terms would get long for Corey though, because he needs
Well, okay, so I don't know. So that would be engaged is short. Short is medium. Medium is long.
so we need medium.
Long is extreme.
We're in
So-
medium.
We need
It says that short range in a planetary scale is anything up to roughly several dozen kilometers away on the surface of a planet. This is far enough that vehicles no longer engage each other with line of sight weaponry, although artillery weapons can still provide opponents with
Right,
direct fire.
but I'm not. So okay, the way I'm running this encounter is weird, right? I'm running against stuff. All I'm saying is, right now, because we're in a vehicle, everything is just doubled as far as as far as distance. I'm not worrying about the technical, vehicle rules in this, just because we have to look at our weapons and the speed that we're going. So everything's just doubled. So engaged is short, short is medium, medium is long, and long is extreme as far as the vehicles. It's considered a vehicle because of how fast it can move.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Well, do you
want
to? So then, Corey, do you want to go ahead and take your shot then, since it's long range?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to get you closer so that it's an easier shot?
Well, I can shoot all the way along, so it doesn't really make any difference.
Yeah, you may as well just shoot.
It's just a higher difficulty.
Really? I thought if you okay.
So
Yeah, that makes.
well, yeah.
the difference will
I
be
don't
3
think that's
purples
for him
or
because
2
of his
purples.
weapon, right? His weapon is a long range weapon, right, Corey?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's how long it can shoot. It doesn't change the difficulty of how hard it is to shoot that far.
Oh, right.
So you can shoot it. It's going to be 3 purples.
Or I can drive you into medium range, or
It'll
into
be 2 purples.
right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And you've aimed twice so far, so
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Drive me closer.
Well, if you do that, I can shoot too. So.
Okay, so we're driving closer.
gotcha. I'll spend my action and my maneuver, just continuing to drive, and we're gonna try to we're playing chicken now, and I'm getting real excited, laughing like an idiot.
All right.
So that puts us close to vehicle range,
Together.
medium weapon range,
Yep.
and can I say something?
Yep.
All right. Oh, nope, don't want to say anything. I'm good. I'm just laughing. I was like, I think I might actually have some sort of grenade, but no, I don't.
All right. Then Richter, you're at 2 purples to shoot this thing. Or one of these things. No. Let's see if it will actually work if I put it in. I've put it in now. We'll see if it works.
Here we go.
You didn't add all your blues, dude.
Oh, yeah. How many blues?
2.
2.
I can just roll those and we can just figure it out, right?
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So 1 success, 3 advantages.
Nice.
You can crit
I can.
or disorient. Ooh.
So what would you like to do?
I like disorient.
Yep. So we do 8 damage to them, which they soak 6. So you'll do 2 damage to them.
Okay. Great. That's wonderful.
And they add a black
Well,
die
to one of them.
to all skill checks for 2 rounds.
Right. Right. So okay. Now there's two of them. So you've done that to one of them. So one of them is it a black or 2 blacks?
It's 1 black for 2 rounds.
Black, 2 rounds. Okay. All right. So that's
You still have another advantage to spend as well.
Yeah. How do you want to spend that advantage?
I'll give boost to the next person.
Okay.
That was so dope that everybody is excited.
Yeah.
You got it. All right. So both of them, so they're at medium. No, you've moved into short distance now?
Yep.
So it's 1 maneuver to go from short to engaged. Right?
Do you want to engage this thing?
Well, it's their turn now because Jim's driven and you've shot.
Okay.
So they will move in and they're going to use their meaty fists. Okay, so the first one, let's see, it's going to be that against. Now, we're in an open-topped vehicle, Jim.
Okay.
So, I'm guessing that will take us to, like, it'll upgrade their check, right? Like, as in the difficulty.
Are you attacking?
And then,
are you attacking us as individuals, or are you attacking the vehicle?
it'll be the people that they're trying to attack. So the people will have cover at the very least. And
So
then,
that's just another black.
Yeah. But we have upgraded difficulty as well. One of them has, so I'm going to roll the one that you added a black to from that disorient. All right, so it's going to attack first, and who it's going for, it'll go for Rick Dat, because he's the one that's shot. Okay.
Great.
There you go.
Oh my good God.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, Rick.
Yeah.
So with those meaty fists, so how this works in this case, everything is going to be halved because it'll be against us, but against the vehicle. So the vehicle's going to absorb some of this hit, all right? And that's going to be the case while we're on the vehicle because of the way I'm running it. So it would be 12 damage. It's going to be 6.
All right. Well, I soak 3.
So the vehicle takes 6, and he takes 6.
Yes.
Ouch.
Okay, so we've exceeded our hull threshold then.
But it's a vehicle.
Right.
I need to breach it at the very least, right?
It has no armor.
Okay.
It's just a small transport vehicle.
Then I misunderstood the vehicle rules. I thought that we had to. I thought like, because isn't a vehicle scale different to a personal scale? The way that damage works? Don't we have to do 10 points of damage to a vehicle to do 1 point of damage to a vehicle?
Yes. Okay. I was looking at it as I still have no strain to soak any of that. So I have 3/5 of the damage then.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll write this
So
down.
it's 6 out of 10 basically, and you've got how many hull points?
4.
4. Right. So I'm just going to put 4 lots down here, and our first lot is 6 out of 10. Cool. So we're okay. And then the second one will take a swipe at Jeef, who's driving.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Same. Okay. So it will do. It would do 9. So the way that this will work, it will do 4 to Jeef and 5 to the vehicle. So 1 hull point is down, and there's 1 point on the second hull.
Yep.
And you've taken 4 less your soak.
Yep.
Then with those advantages, okay, that first one had 2 advantages.
Mm-hmm.
With those 2 advantages, it will also, with the same amount of damage that it did, it'll also hit Mineth for that amount. So we'll put another 6 hull points on there, and Mineth takes 6 less her soak.
Okay.
And that is all done as far as their round.
Alrighty.
So we're 1 hull point down. We're 7 points out of 10 on our second hull point, and you guys have taken some damage. So Mineth, it is your shot. Because
remember, if you fire into melee, it increases with like a pistol. It'll increase the difficulty from 1 to 2, but they get like a boost die to hit you if they use melee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I had aimed, but I hadn't aimed twice. So I guess I will aim again. Is that how does that work?
You just get a second blue. It's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a shot. I guess at the one. I'm assuming that the one that Rick hit is on one side of the vehicle. I'm on the other side, so I'd be going after the one that he did not hit.
You want to spread your fire across both, or do you want to focus on one?
I can spread it across both.
No, I mean as far as a team, right? So we're a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think unless he gives me other instructions, I would just assume I'd go for the one.
The one on the other side. Okay. So I'm going to say that Corey's one is on the left and Jeef's one is on the right. Okay. Makes sense. And then, so you're going after Jeef's one on the right. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead. It is so you're making a ranged attack in melee. So
say 2.
It's a purple and a red.
Oh, it's a purple and a red. Ow, jeez. Okay. And we have no story points to spend right now, so oops, nothing happened. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at that.
Hang on. Roll it again. Sorry. 1 second.
Huh.
because I didn't clear.
Oh.
Roll it again.
Oh, but it was so good.
Yeah, there's 4 greens and 3 yellows.
Ouch.
All right. Well, you still succeed.
No success, so I'll take it.
Okay, so it's 6 damage plus 1, so 7 damage. They soak 6, so it takes 1.
Oh,
Man, these things are tough.
these are hard, yeah.
This is straight out of the book, by the way.
Oh.
So okay.
Okay.
What do you want to do with that advantage?
I want Jeef to have that for his next maneuver. Or, you know, the next person, I guess I should say. Because maybe it won't be Jeef this time. But
Okay. All right, we're in a new round. Who wants to go?
Okay. I will quick draw my pistol. Beyond short range. Okay. They're engaged with us currently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fire at the one right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will use my maneuver to run us away.
Yep.
Turn our butts around. Yeah, and then I'll take 2 strain to maneuver twice. Yeah. Yay. Okay, cool. Here comes my shot.
oh, it reminds me.
Let's see. Skills. Range light, and so I'm at 2 purples.
Purple and a red, I believe.
Are you spending a story point?
Oh, it'll just be a red because you're engaged. So it'll just be a red. It'll just be a red.
No. So being engaged takes the check from being 1 purple to 2 purples.
Oh.
But
okay.
But like, since I'm not firing in, like I'm the friendly that's engaged, it doesn't normally upgrade that to a red.
Okay. So we're gonna say that one of my points is spent from last turn from Mineth. So yes, so 2 purples then.
Okay.
Yes. Nice.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And what's the damage on the normal damage?
My pathetic little gun is all stun damage. And
that's okay. So how much does it do?
It does 6. So 7, 8, 9.
9. Okay, 9. So it'll take 3. 12. Okay. And take a point of strain.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm taking 3 strain this turn.
Yep.
To also take 2 maneuvers.
Yeah. So speed 2, 2 maneuvers away. Okay. Next PC.
That would make it me, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, he's started to fly away.
Yep.
But we're still in, can be considered engaged.
No.
Yeah. So we're at medium as far as as movement and long as far as a weapon range. Is that right? Because we've gone to short and then to medium. Yeah. So that's right.
All right, yeah, I'm going to shoot at him, and I'm going to double aim, taking a strain to do it.
Okay. I will put in the purples then.
Is that 2 strain?
Yes.
Or is that A strand?
2.
Yeah,
So the purples are in,
I
and they're ready for you.
put in the blues. Let's see if it works.
You put in everything else, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Oh no.
that's disheartening.
Is that a wash?
That is a mother freaking wash.
Unbelievable. All right. So you don't manage to hit, unfortunately, because those 2 yellows dipped you over.
Can I just roll 2 yellow dice again?
Can you just roll them again?
Yeah. It's like they didn't roll.
I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, but it's not.
I want a participation trophy.
So unfortunately, your shot goes slightly wide as one sort of just dodges out of the way. They will move twice, taking some wounds. All right, it's starting to get a little bit hurt, but they will both make some attacks again.
Ouch.
This always turns out good.
Actually, that's going to be that. All right. So we've got this again. So we've got that, 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 and they've got no blacks this time except for the defense of the vehicle.
This is the second round, so the one that was disoriented still has a black for this round.
Still has another black. Okay. It's one more. All right. And off we go for that. So the first one. This will be at Rikdat. Okay. So Rikdat. That is 8, 9. So it would be 10 damage. It's 5 to Rikdat, less his soak. 5 to the vehicle. So that's another hull point gone.
Yep.
And 2 marks off the third hull point. Then it's going to crit. So what do I I'm not seeing where I roll the critical. Sorry.
Okay.
Where do I roll the critical?
A D100, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just looking for it on the sheet. Does this work? There you go.
There you go.
So, this. No, it's not it. Sorry. I wasn't prepared for this. Star Wars critical. There we go. Do you know what that is off the top of your head? I might have to get. I've got some cards here. Give me a sec.
That is so much fun. Maybe they did car chasing it.
I've got it. It's stunned. The target is staggered until the end of his next turn.
Oh, go ahead. We don't. That's not good.
So, the only thing I forgot, 30, 32. So, severity easy, stunned. The target is staggered until the end of his next turn. So, Rick Dad is staggered.
Darn it.
Yeah.
We need him.
I was hoping this whole time you're talking about somebody else.
Sorry?
Yeah, sucks.
And then the second one is blue, purple, red. What's that? Second one, ooh, fails.
Nice.
Good.
With 5 advantages. So it flails against the side of the transport. And with those 5 advantages, it winds itself up for its next attack, and it's which one of it. Actually, it'll give us a black. Whoever goes next, and it'll take 3 blues for whichever one of it goes next. Okay. So we get a black, and it gets 3 blues. Who wants to? So the third person is Nemo.
Left. All right. So I'm going to aim twice again.
Yep, you'll take 2 strain for that.
So I'll take this strain. Whoops. And that gives me 2, right? And I'm going to use that light side point to upgrade.
Okay.
And take a shot at that one.
Which one? The right one? Or...
The same one I did last time, the one that just went.
Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
9.
You got a critical.
9, yes.
No. Hang on. No, it's the... I haven't cleared again. Try again.
Try again? Because
all of my dice are in there.
Oh, so I was supposed to have 2 purple?
No, it's meant to, yeah, so 2 purple, no black, 1 black because of their imposition. Yeah, so 2 purple, a black,
yellow,
and then your dice.
Okay. Shoot. Shoot!
Oh. All right, well, you've got 3 advantages, so...
Got 3 advantages. So, all right, so I miss, but I tear up the ground in front of it. Can I cause it to trip?
Yeah.
Nice.
It'll be forced to move 1 range band less.
Nice. And yeah, I guess any advantages that are left can go to the next person.
Okay. And we're in a new round, so PC.
Cool, I'll take it.
Yep.
How many advantages go? Is it just 1 advantage or 1? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. How many do I have to use to?
Yeah, you can pass 1.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I did again.
Yep.
Same thing as last time. And
double.
Switch to my character sheet. This time, though, I get a blue. Anything else to that? So right now I got 2 purple and a blue.
Sounds right to me.
Okay. Oh, yuck.
What do you want to do
Cool.
with those advantages?
Very good.
With those advantages, I'm definitely like I'm over there blasting away, and I turn, and I see a real good like bump that I'm going. That's gonna. Looks like I can just dodge around, so I'm able to dodge around that real quick, and that quick just shift in the maneuver causes them to leave themselves open after they chase after me, giving whoever goes next through blue dice.
Okay. Which I'm guessing Rictat will take.
Well, can I shoot that?
Yeah, you can shoot. Where we're now at, so it would be. I'll add the purple. You can add the blue.
So 3 blues.
Again.
All right, that's gonna be 4 blues. I'm double aiming again.
Wait, no, he can't do anything because he's stunned.
Okay.
Am I still stunned?
So it's staggered.
You didn't. So you got stunned on your last turn. So you haven't been able to take a turn yet that you have to lose your actions.
Is that what staggered does?
Yeah. Character cannot perform actions, including downgrading actions to maneuvers.
Okay, so he can't shoot. So do we want to have Mineth shoot instead and have Rictat take that last slot rather than the other way around?
Sounds like a good idea. If you guys are okay with that.
Okay, so let's do that. The purples are in there, so I don't have any purples in yours.
Okay.
Use your maneuver to aim. Use your maneuver to aim.
Yeah.
Yes, I will absolutely aim. I'll take strain to aim twice.
You've got 3 extra blues.
Nice. And you said the purples are already loaded.
Purples are loaded.
All right. So
5 blues.
I gotta try.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Very
but
good.
that's more blues.
Yeah, let's
I
do
thought it was
this.
3.
Right.
All right, so it'll cancel out those 2 threats. Okay, so you'll have a success, a triumph, and that's it. So it'll be 7 damage. What do you want to do with that triumph?
Triumph.
Let's go. Let's go.
Given, yeah, you could spend it to crit, but I'll give you this, right? This one's looking pretty wounded. With that triumph, you could spend it to make that one run off, which will leave you with 1.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I like
So that one that's taken the more damage gets hit again and is wounded enough and staggered enough because it can't get to you this round anyway to peel off and stop pursuing. So we've got 1 left. It's its turn. It will come in. It will take a bunch of damage for moving as fast as it's moving, and it will make that attack against you, Mineth, and it'll be that. Is that correct? That looks right to me. Did I have any extra blacks? No, but I had a blue from last time. Cool. And you know what? Let's do this.
Oh, for the beginning.
What, Corey?
Great.
Okay, so it just succeeded with nothing else. So it'll be 9. So you will take 5 less your soak, Chris.
Okay.
And the vehicle will take 4.
Kitty, stop.
You can see that it's pretty wounded at this stage. It is Richter, so his turn just goes. He can't do anything.
He can use maneuvers.
He can use maneuvers. Okay.
Right, well, one maneuver because he can't downgrade.
Okay, Richter, what maneuver do you want to use?
You know what I want to use.
Aim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, there's nothing really better.
And then you can take the first slot in the near round as well.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. And I'm going to double aim, which I already paid for. So that should be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing came down from anybody else, right?
Right.
And
ready?
One second. Do you want me to have all of my... So it should just be 2 purples. Okay. Do you want me to put that in or you?
I got it.
So you're good. You're good to go if you've put in the 2 purples. Yep. So go ahead. Nice.
Yes. Got him in the face.
So 8 damage less 6. And with those 2 threats, you take 2 strain.
Yay.
And PC.
Okay. Let's say that since the one that was on me is the one that ran away, right?
Correct.
Cool. Well, then I'm going to keep... Oh, okay, I'm going to take 2 strain to use 2 maneuvers and keep driving.
Okay.
And I am going to... yeah, we've got dents all over. We got stuff that's busted up, but I see over there that part of what's doing, like, I can reach out above the hood. Like, the glass is shattered in front of me. I'm just going to reach over to the hood, and I'm going to, like totally, and this is terrible to say, I'm going to Anakin this part and fix this one issue just to try to keep the vehicle moving at this point, to be able to take at least 2 more hits, because we're getting close to the we're done territory. And so I'm going to use for my action the damage control as I'm reaching up there, like driving with my knees and trying to hook something together to keep the ship going.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Plus, it turns out that they're like winding themselves and hurting themselves by trying to keep up with us at this point. So I think I'm actually doing something pretty good by continuing to just stay away from them now. Okay. So with this, I also have Gearhead.
Yep.
So if you're going to toss a setback my way, I can get rid of one of them. I also have 2 ranks of solid repairs. So I will add, if I succeed, I will add 2 extra hull fixed.
Okay.
All right, so this says hull trauma that I gotta make. If hull trauma is equal to or more than half the vehicle's check, it's an average check.
It is an average check.
Got it. So 2 purples. You want to do anything about that?
Nope.
Cool. I've healed all of our hull.
Nice.
Or at least, like, we've got dents like crazy, but the mechanical damage they've done, we're fine.
Okay. So that's that. The last remaining one takes some hits to close the distance. Again, looking very wounded at this stage. And we'll try one last time to take Jeef out, who's the driver.
Okay.
2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1.
Oh. No.
Nope, does not succeed.
Ooh. What do you want to do to me?
Hmm. So it doesn't succeed. All right. What it's gonna do?
Yeah.
So it slams its claws down, missing the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But the impact, because of the way that this floating island works, there's a big rock that's coming up, and that rock will ascend, like with the power of this thump, up into the air and pose a collision possibility if you don't act or react quickly enough. So there's this big rock. The creature then just stops and peels off like the other one, but you are at speed 2, speeding towards this rock that's been pounded up into the air. So we're out of initiative, but I need you to try and avoid that rock at speed 2. So it's what we're going to do is it'll be whatever the check is that you're going to do. We'll do it'll be hard and it'll be upgraded because upgraded once to try and avoid. I'm guessing piloting. Right?
Absolutely.
What can we do to help? Probably nothing, huh?
Like he only has a split second to react, so you don't really have time to like throw him.
No.
Okay, so we're out of initiative, so it's not using maneuvers anymore.
That's correct.
Okay, because I'm like, I could use 2 maneuvers to decelerate and go to 0 right now. Okay, cool. So I'll make a piloting check, and it's going to be...
So it's more like a story thing. It's got this thing. You need to like just get out of the way. We're out of initiative, so...
Cool, so 3 purples, right?
2 purples and a red.
2 purples and a red.
1 second. Now go.
You don't have to have any dice in that. I've already got them in there. Do we have any light side points? My destiny pool has red.
You have 1.
We do, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll spend that 1. My God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
All right, so I guess flip it for me. Wash.
Wash. All right. The transport plows into this rock. And you are all showered with debris. Everyone make a resilience check. Average.
Oh.
Oh.
Good.
I have an advantage.
And Rick Dat, I need a resilience check average.
He's out cold.
Okay. I will roll that for him.
Yeah.
Nice. So Rick Dat. Okay, character.
Does it matter if I'm buckled in?
No, sir. So it's
I'm probably not, because I said I was driving with my knees leaned through the windshield.
Right?
So,
so it's resilience.
so I'm the most likely to be thrown out of the vehicle right now.
And to okay, I think that should be right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well,
So it would be 7 damage. Rick Dat takes 6. You 2 take 7.
is it straight take 7 wounds, or is it so?
Less your soak.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
I'm alive. I mean, yeah.
4.
And then if you generated any threats, take that in strain.
I've got 2 threats, so wow. So Mineth is not in very good shape. She is moaning and she's huddled in on herself and she is beat up royally.
Right. So both of these creatures have peeled off. They're no longer pursuing you, and you are still moving. You just smashed this rock into pieces. The whole front of the vehicle is just dented and just like just showered with all of this rock.
Yeah.
And you're still driving. You've managed to get away just from these creatures, and you just know that they're not going to be overly happy when you get back. But you managed to make it to the meeting point that Sharon has set up for you.
Well,
you can roll cool or discipline for the end of that encounter to heal strain.
oh,
Let's see.
That was nuts.
That was seriously nuts. Discipline or
I'm rolling discipline. Heck yeah.
I'm rolling cool.
It's trash.
Oh, look at that. So I get 1 for each.
You get 1 strain back. Yes,
1
not
strain, which is okay because I'm at like 7 strain right now too. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
not.
I was taking strain like crazy in that.
By the way, because we were in vehicles, those creatures were taking damage every time they moved up to us. So I actually made that easier for you than
Thank
it would have
goodness.
been.
Because that was
That was scary, but cool. All right, so they were Gundarks.
Gundar. Oh, I wondered what. Oh God.
So yeah, they're dangerous. Dangerous. All right.
We
So
need to purchase a heavy weapon, like to.
we need a med kit too. And yes,
Yeah.
a big weapon.
All right. So
Something
let
mountable.
me.
Sure, Rick
Yeah.
would have a blast with a big old gun.
Okay. Now I need to. Is that
Did Jeef not take a regular blaster for himself when we raided all those?
No, I gave it to you.
You gave me one, but you didn't keep one for yourself?
No, are you kidding? I mean, there's probably one in here because we loaded us down for bear with stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, we can sell it,
Oh, right.
but we've not sold anything yet.
Oh, maybe.
That's true. Yeah.
One and sell your little holdout.
1 second here. So I'm just trying to find where my picture is for this character. And there. Okay. So I upload. Just gonna grab this. Yeah. So you meet with Sharon. And you're a little bit standing before you is a 7 foot tall shouldered male Trandoshan in a pink princess dress.
Perfect.
And he says, "Hi, my name's Sharon. I see you've got delivery."
Hello, Sharon. I'm Mineth. This is Jeef and Rick.
And I don't believe a word he's saying. I want to go ahead and roll whatever I've got to roll.
All right, so I'm just going to show you.
You don't think that Mineth is phased after meeting Carson. But he's big because Bothans are short. She's
okay.
All right.
Okay.
It didn't come up.
Really?
I see it.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
It's
sure
my turn to see it.
Sure, it's interesting. All right, I will. You know what? I'll refresh. Maybe that'll do it.
It's Bowser in a pink dress.
Bowser in a pink dress.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Screen
Really?
share it. If you screen share it, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can screen share it. Hang on. So I can go
There, I did it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my gosh!
Oh man,
hilarious.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Sharon.
So, I'm sorry, but you're we had a bit of a rough trip, so there may be a few things missing, a few things in need of repair, but here you go.
Right. Well, I'll have to have a look through it then. So, will you okay? So, Jeef is pretty sure it's not the right person. So, you're making a what check?
Let's see. So, deception is versus vigilance.
Right.
So,
I mean, you could roll your vigilance. Yeah, roll your vigilance. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Because, I mean, as a GM, because he's not deceiving you. So,
well then.
Jeef just doesn't believe that it's him, right? So
Absolutely.
you can role play that Jeef doesn't believe it, but he's not. He can't roll deception because he's not deceiving you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, cool. So then, I mean, it's just basically there's not a chance of success or failure. It's just he's not lying to you, and like this is strange.
You're
There's
just
no
role
way.
playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're role playing, not believing it. Yeah.
Why did he lie? So
what does Jeef do? What does Jeef do knowing that he doesn't believe this big, broad-shouldered Trandoshan?
So I may not like be the most savvy in general, but my previous dealings with Trandoshans, like my father was a trader, and I did a lot of riding with him, going from ports in our local cluster and dealing with Trandoshans. Sharon is definitely not a Trandoshan name or a Solus name. Like it's like that literally is a human name, and who on earth what Trandoshan in their would give up their pride to be Sharon and wear a pink dress? There's no way. There's absolutely no way that this Trandoshan is like under somebody's thumb this bad.
Yeah. So
so I'm like, he's like, I'm Sharon. I'm like,
Here we are.
It's that, wow, dude, you're making this really awkward, because I mean, it's like when you stand there and you watch someone being a total just asshole, and you can't say anything, or like a kid who's being an asshole and it's not your kid, and you're just like, well, I want to do something, but I can't. Hi, I'm Sharon, and I'm like,
Mind if I check your goods then?
What do you say?
Sure, Sharon.
So Sharon starts to go through. He's like, well, most of it's here.
So, and as Sharon's going through it, I tap on Zenith real quick, and I'm like, hurry up and tell Sharon what happened. Like, let's make it sound like we got in this fight with these huge things and ran them off, and that's what happened. Yeah.
We did. So Minith though the whole time is like, oh, this one is so pretty. Don't you just love this? This fabric is exquisite. And just like really playing up the good stuff.
Charm. Roll charm.
I've walked over in the background. Like literally, I see this like terrible comic strip happening now. Hi, I'm Sharon, and it cuts to me.
So this transport is beaten the hell up, right? There's oil on some of these things. So you know what? This is going to be hard upgraded once. 2 purple, 1 red, and it's going to be a charm check.
She's just like being one of the girls. She's not trying to. So I'm sorry. One purple and 1 red.
So 2 purple, a red, and I'm going to throw in a black.
And a black. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to attempt to help you by, as you're holding it up, like, oh, look, this side, it's like, it's covered in oil. Yeah, it's this side. So I keep showing him the back of it. It's like, this side is so pretty.
Yeah, but there's got to be a few pieces that are good. So like the ones that are good, you know, I'm like, look how pretty this is. Isn't this great? And then so okay, here we go. Charm is not her best thing.
Make sure that I'm all good. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
so she nods, okay, and says, "Oh, very good, very good. Yes, okay." and she'll go through it. So you'll take 2 strain. Will that put you over?
No, because I recovered a bunch a few minutes ago.
Ah, good. But you will fail your charm check.
Yeah.
So she goes over it and says, Thank you for delivering this, despite the fact it's not in such a good thing. And he says, okay, well, there was an agreed price, and I'll pay the agreed price, but you need to report back to Carson.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry. We just ran into some trouble on this trip, and yeah.
So,
but it's not Carson's fault, so I'm glad you're not gonna hold it against him.
Right. So there was 4, so 6. So he's going to pay you 1,200 credits for the shipment.
Okay. Well, thank you. We'll be sure to get that to Carson, of course, and hope you enjoy the ones that are still in good shape.
So in this case, so how do I? So in order to deceive on this, because he is deceiving you at this point, so I would roll it against Mineth's difficulty check. So against her,
it would be. You could let her roll it. So if she's trying to deceive, you could have her roll a vigilance check with the difficulty.
I'm not trying to deceive anybody.
No, but you're trying to not be deceived.
Oh, right.
So
you get my vigilance against his deception,
right? And the difficulty. So, like, if his deception is 2 yellows and a green, then the difficulty is 2 reds and a purple for the vigilance check.
Right, and it will be because he's So 2 yellows and a green, so it'd be 2 reds and a purple.
Yep.
2 reds and a purple, and you're rolling vigilance.
And so I'm rolling 2 reds and a purple. Oh, okay. I'm rolling my vigilance. Oh, this is gonna be.
Hold on. Is there any way, since we're all hearing this, that it could be like a team check?
Yeah, you can make a team check.
That would be really good because her negotiation is her thing, not.
Yeah, I mean, you're all here.
Yeah. So, what's I think is Corey asleep again?
My vigilance is just 2 green. So like whoever's his highest, right?
Okay, so on
Rick
Deck, vigilance. Yeah, he hasn't got anything in there either.
Does he have 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So then go ahead, since you're the one in charge of the conversation right now, Chris. Okay. You can make the roll, and we'll both give you blues. I mean,
yeah, you can have 2 blues.
He can help you for that. And I mean, and I'm already like, this guy's lying. So
right. So 2 blues plus the okay. This is
2 blues, 2 greens, 2 reds, and a purple.
Okay. So you believe him that it's 1,200 credits. And you take a point of strength.
Okay. Where's my strain? Right here. Okay. Shoot.
We wouldn't happen to have how much it was supposed to be.
I do not have that in my notes.
We didn't ask that.
Okay, yeah, the only thing I have...
He gave us a thing to do it, so like he had no reason to share with us how much it was going to be. He should probably be transferring it directly to Carson, but...
Possibly, yeah.
Right, but I don't think there'd be any reason for Carson to have told us what to expect.
Well, in this case, you didn't have that information. So it's probably not necessarily your fault that you didn't have that information, but you didn't have that information. Carson has trusted someone, and it's not paying off. So you've delivered the supplies. It's pretty much time to finish. So you've got the payment. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before we finish up the session?
Is this still just out in the middle of nowhere?
So currently you are at the meeting point, which, yeah, is pretty much just on one of these floating islands in a neutral spot.
Where's the closest city for us to get to?
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to make some repairs, and there's some
healing.
So, I mean, so to get repairs, you'd have to go back to
one of the elevators.
One of the elevators and down to the surface, yeah.
Okay. And our main job was just get to
power. Yeah, power the device on this side. You saw that it was pretty much the same as the Neopando one. So you would just have to arrange crystals in the right order, which is easy to do because you saw it, like the keystones, you saw it happen. So, and you know, and being that you also know the direct coordinates and everything, you know, with your data pad and everything else, you can fairly easily do that. So, but you know, if you're getting repairs, obviously, you know, you're gonna have to pay for that and go to a shop and.
I'm not too worried about paying for it. If I can get the scraps, I can do it. I'm more worried about how a discourse said they're going to take a cut of our pay to upkeep the ship.
So that's when you get a proper ship, like after you've returned.
Oh, so not this one that we have right now.
No, this one was given to us by Carson.
Oh, well then heck yeah. Cool. No problem.
Well, it wasn't given to us. It was loaned.
Loaned. Yeah, Carson's going to be thrilled.
So, yeah, if you wanna beat out the panels, to get replacement panels or whatever, will be money, or to try and beat out the dints will be difficult. So, and take time, but it's up to you.
No, I would much rather just go ahead and try to wire the money straight to him and go, cool, it's done. Can we have our cut?
Yeah.
Without ever getting back to Neopando.
You don't want to go back to Neopando?
Oh, no, I'd be happy to. I just don't want to go to Neopando and go and drive up to him going, here's your 1,200 credits and your car back, dude.
Right.
No. I want to get my cut before he realizes that this car is destroyed.
Okay, so so we'll end on this. You send we'll end on sorry.
Here's what Sharon said he agreed to pay for the merchandise.
So my difficulty is this, right? So in order to send a message to Carson, we need to be in the same zone. So we could do that from the Malabar construct, but we can't do that from Chuzala.
Okay, we can do it next time. No problem.
All right. So do we want to stick around on Chuzala, or do we want to gate back?
Well, how do we prove that we've been to Chuzala?
Well, we've talked to Sharon. Sharon might be able to give us something from here.
Oh no,
otherwise,
we have a writ. We already have an email back from her, or a message that says we have talked to somebody important here. We can go.
Yep. Cool. So just gate back.
Well, shoot.
No,
Yeah.
Can we just sell our stuff first?
I feel like, I feel like we should. Well, I don't know. The faster we get, we're probably more likely to get things we need with less trouble going back. And, maybe selling stuff with less trouble too.
All right. So when we come back next time, let's have spent whatever money here or sold whatever we're selling. You guys can send me whatever you're selling, and I can get you some credits for that. So we'll do that between now and next time. And I will still be on Shuzala just in case you want to do anything here or talk to anyone. And it'll only be like, let's gate back if you want to gate back, which is fine either way. So next time we'll still be on Planet Shuzala, have sold stuff, and be ready to do whatever the party wants to do from there. Anyone that's watching, thank you for watching. For my three good friends here, Chris, Corey, and Jim, thank you so much for playing. It's unfortunate that Corey's a bit dead to the world, but it happens. And I just appreciate that you guys are coming and playing. And I hope you're enjoying the story, and I hope you're enjoying the game. And we'll come up with a name for it and whatever in the few minutes that we've got after I press stop. So thank you, everyone, and catch you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks.